Internet people, my name is LashofSnow and I hope you're all well. Today we have the first of two videos. Today we are talking about my likes of Finland, so my Finnish likes, and the other half is my Finnish dislikes. I decided to split them up so they're not associated with each other. Now, of course, there will always be more likes than there will be dislikes. So this video is the likes, the next one will be dislikes. So this one might be a lot longer than the dislikes, but there we are. Also, this is my view on things. Obviously, you will disagree on some aspects of this. If so, that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your views, so am I. I want to kind of explain the whole look here. For some reason I can't get this tripod set up over here where I would normally record when I'm at my desk. Why, I don't know, it just won't sit right, and there's a wall right close to it, so I have it right in front of me on my desk. Two computer screens are here, which you can probably see the reflection of in my glasses, so apologies for that. I will try and keep away from them so much. It's like big white eyes. You can see my eyes, so if you see reflections like this, I apologize. Also, I'm recording this in a way that this is open, because I'm going to be putting pictures here, like a news reporter. Jesus Christ, that's what it looks like. There. Because behind me is a bit messy over here. This is kind of something fun to look at. You know, you got Jon Snow, you got Thrall, Thor, and a sonic screwdriver. First up in my Finnish likes is American Netflix. You come to see a video of Finland and everything nice about it, and you hear American Netflix. The reasoning behind me choosing this is, in the UK and Ireland, we have our own kind of version here, where you get things that, well, sometimes we get some things here that the likes of American Netflix don't, and they get a lot more that we don't. And to that extent, Finland has its own, well, it's bundled in with the Nordics as a Nordic Netflix, but it's very, very similar to the likes of an American Netflix, because they get Family Guy, they get Modern Family. While here in the UK, the rights to those shows belong to, you know, mainstream media networks that show them on normal TV. So I can understand the reasoning behind not having them here, but it's always nice to go to Finland to get access to American Netflix. Simple, stupid. Next up on my list is nature, of course, because one doesn't go to Finland and not fall in love with the country itself. As I said, we were there last year for our honeymoon, and we were right beside this big lake. I can't remember the name of it now. If I find it, I'll put it up here. But this is the picture that I took last year, and this was my background for a long time. This is basically Finland in a nutshell. I will refer around here because this is where the pictures are in my eye view. Finland in a nutshell. Loads of trees, water, just serene looking, and it's just staggering. It's just breathtaking sometimes. We went to this park a few years back in Hämeenlinna, and we were on this like platform, and there was this humongous big forest below us, and it was quite scary because I'm not a fan of heights. So you were above everything, looking down. Unbelievable. Also, Finland has in its nature a lot of predators, wolves, bears. I mean, look at the little bears scrapping and big mama bear just shouting at them. But so far, 4 or 5 years now in Finland, I have never seen a bear, never seen a wolf. I have seen a few foxes, but as for bears and the likes, no, I have not seen any yet. Next on my list is family and extended family. Now, why I have this here is because when we go to Finland, obviously we are only there, let's see, at most about 4 weeks in a year. Some in the summer and maybe some in the winter. So when we go, it's nice to kind of do our own thing, but at the same time see as much family and extended family as we can. And there is a member of what is now my extended family we go to, and in a sense we get treated like royalty because There's always a big spread put on. There's bottomless coffee. You can drink until you can drown yourself with coffee, basically. And there's always plenty of buns, and there's everything you can have, and they're all there for you. This kind of works in to my next kind of point as well. In Finland, everything is always a sense of occasion. Like, birthdays are always big family gatherings. Christmas, obviously, national holidays like midsummer and things, everybody gets together. But the one that sticks out to me is it kind of goes back and forth between the family, extended family, and the sense of occasion for me. I always keep referring back to what is now my, aunt-in-law? I don't know how that works. But it's Nina's aunt, so I'm somehow related into that family. And every time that part of the family and we get together, it's always a sense of occasion. There's always, as I said, a big spread put on, whether it be in Nina's parents' house or if it is in their house. And they have a dog too, which is kind of fun to see. He always barks very loudly at us. But for example, Christmas a few years back, they just came down for like leftovers of the dinner the day before type stuff. But when they got there, there was a lot of talking first, then everybody ate, then after there was karaoke, and our aunt basically just sang, and it was just fantastic to be in the middle of it all. Not 100% understanding everything, but it's just nice to be part of something that's always a sense of occasion, and I love that. Finnish hospitality, that's the perfect term for it. Next up is some of the products sold in the stores, and the one I've kind of picked a few out. We have the risrumies, the little sandwiches, we have all the casseroles, we have Moomin drinks, and we have the Yolo torto, the little star-shaped buns you get at Christmas with, what is it, like a plum jam in the middle. And when we visit Finland, I always try and bring as much of that kind of stuff home, but for the casseroles it's hard to bring it home because it has to be kept cold, and when you're flying home in suitcases and stuff, it can get quite warm and messy. The sandwiches, when I'm in Finland, apart from at home, even at home, all I would eat are those little sandwiches, the casseroles, and Karelian pies. Cannot get enough of those three things. And the little risrumies sandwiches. The summer might be a little bit different for me because, well, we're in March now, and from the start of the year I've effectively been a pescatarian, so I'm only eating fish, and which is a contradiction of something you'll see in the next video, but I will explain it there. The risrumies sandwiches don't have a meatless option, which is a bit worrying. I may have had my last one at Christmas. Moomin drinks, so sweet, so overpowering, but it's absolutely delicious. What is the mixed forest berries, I think, is the best one. As I kind of talk about all these things, I'll put pictures up as well, obviously. And there's nothing better than having a Karelian pie, a little sandwich, washed down with some Moomin drink. Then we get to the depth of winter in Christmas, and the Moomin drink gets substituted for a lot more coffee, and you substitute everything else for Yolo torto. I think I'm saying that right. If not, I apologise. But these little buns, they'll be here of course, are again extremely delicious and look like something a bit untoward with their shape on that side here, but I'll probably get demonetized. Oh, I am demonetized anyway. Ha! They're just some of my favourite products from Finland, and you let me know below what yours are and see if we kind of match with them. Next up are some of the actors in Finland, and I kind of mentioned this previously in a video where I spoke about my favourite TV and movies, but it's the same kind of actors that I always kind of look for in things. We have Aku. I can never say that guy's surname. I really can't. I won't even try, but this is him. Then we have Kari Hiltalahti. We have Mari Perenkoski. we have Rico Nieminen and Tanneli Makala. It's always fun to see these 5 in something, and for the likes of Robo, the police drama, they're all in it, and it's fantastic because it's people you like in something that is somewhat interesting. So it's kind of strange when you're in Finland and you're just browsing TV channels and you just happen to see something that Akko is in and he's singing in people's showers. Also, what do you call that? The Saturday Night Live type thing, Puotos. Some of Akko's and Rico's characters are unbelievable. Akko plays this like it's I don't know, because I can't really understand it, but I find it hilariously funny. It's like a chef, or like an elderly woman who is a chef but is full of like sexual puns, and Rico plays I can't remember. He's like a right-wing bodybuilder, and it's fucking hilarious when they get together. There is a clip somewhere, and I'll kind of put a link to it below if I can find it. Unbelievable. I don't know what they're saying, but just their actions and their personalities of these 2 characters are just fantastic together. Another like is the language. Now, it is a very hard language to somewhat understand and learn. I have been trying in little tiny sections. Now, granted, I haven't been trying as hard as I should have been, and that is awful on my part. I'm now 5 years with a Finn, and I can barely string a sentence together. I do know a handful of words, like a lot of singular words, so I can pick up what is being said in a conversation, but can't speak it, which is a problem. But I am planning to learn some kind of sentences this year, hopefully. If that's something you guys would like to see me just sit like this in front of a camera and just explain all my words that I know and what I have learnt in that last week or the last fortnight or whatever. I hope this isn't too distracting. Me sitting like this feels like I'm... But listening to Finnish is quite awesome. That's why it goes back to being in that extended friends and family kind of occasion setting, because it's fun for me just to sit and listen to everybody speak, because the language is such a free-flowing behemoth, while our English words are very blunt, and that's a perfect example. Blunt, straight to the point, and very kind of sharp almost, while the Finnish language just kind of flows and rolls off your tongue. It's fantastic to listen to, and I hope to speak it one day. One day. Next up is Finnish supermarkets or stores, specifically the S Market and Prisma. For some reason, I just love going to those stores just to look around, in a sense of when you go to stores here, you know where everything is, you know what is there, nothing really surprises you. And as I said, having been in and out of Finland for the last 5 years, it still amazes me to find some things in stores like of Prisma and S Market. It's always fun to kind of walk up down the aisles and see what is different and why it's different and different variations of things. I'm a simple guy. I like stupid things like that. Sue me. Don't sue me though, that's not nice. Bottle recycling. Love this idea. Absolutely love this idea. It's such a good idea. As far as I'm aware, it's not just Finland do this. Norway do it as well. Maybe the other Nordics do as well. But I've heard of Finland and Norway, because here in Northern Ireland, apparently it is to be trialled on the Norwegian method, which is effectively the same thing as the Finnish method. But I have loved this from the first time we visited all those years ago. And actually on my return from our first visit, I sent emails off to our environment minister at the time. It says, you have to look into this, it's such a good idea. It is an incentive to recycle. For those of you who don't know, when you buy like a bottle in Finland, say this was sold in stores, you pay for the drink, but then you would also pay like a 20-cent tax for the bottle on top. So if this was £1, it would be £1.20 or €1.20. But you think, I don't want to pay that much. But when you take it home, finish it, if you keep the bottle, then you can bring it back to a store and put it in one of these things, and it totals up how much you put in, and then gives you a bill at the end of it. That then you don't get a bill. It's like a credit note almost. So say you put in €13 worth, it'll print a little voucher out for €13 that then you can use in store. It's such a good idea. It cuts down on just taking a bottle home, drinking it, bucking it out. There is an incentive to kind of go back to the store then. It's such a good idea. Love it, advocate it. Definitely needs to be brought in the UK. Coffee culture. Obviously, Finland is the world's number one consumer of coffee, and the whole culture around that. And what I mean by that is, of course, you can go to Helsinki or any of the bigger cities, and there'll be trendy coffee shops and there'll be hipster coffee shops. But what I'm driving at here is the fact that there is coffee everywhere in Finland. You go into a store, obviously there's a pile of stuff. You walk outside and there's these little things called kiosks that are pretty much everywhere. You can get coffee there. You go to likes of takeaway restaurants, supermarkets, coffee. Everywhere you go, there's availability for coffee everywhere. The two things I see everywhere are the kioski coffee and the Julla Mokka coffee cups. Everywhere you go, and I love it. It obviously can't be a Finnish likes list without a sauna. Saunas are fantastic. There's not really much to say about this. Saunas are just unbelievable. Combine it with sauna fragrances, and to an extent, the hotter the better. When we go to Nina's parents' house, they have a traditional sauna, and it's warm as hell. When we visit Nora in the south, they have an electric sauna, and it's so much more intense because their sauna is a lot smaller. Little bit of water, unbelievably warm. And it's a weird kind of sensation that you like that, but 100% saunas. But there's more saunas in Finland than there is cars or mobiles or something. There's almost one sauna per family. Excellent. Then this little Finnish likes list. It's a strange one. It's road signs. Now, we as the UK are still in Europe at this point while I'm recording it. It's March 2018. We have 1 year left. Stupid idea. Anyway, when I go to Finland, I love the road signs. And what I mean by that is not so much the ones that sit on the side of the road. In bigger cities, the ones that kind of go up over the road like this. We don't have those type of things here apart from motorways, and it's only occasionally they tell you what lane to get into, but I don't know why. I just love these little archy things. I always have, from years ago when I visited France for the first time and seen them. I don't know why. They just kind of blew me away. Finnish road signs, or what they are probably known as EU road signs, because if they're in France, they're also kind of in the south too, here in Southern Ireland. As I said, that was a little strange one to end this Finnish likes. There's bound to be a lot more, but as of recording this is everything I could think of. We have American Netflix, nature, family and extended family. Always that sense of occasion. Some of the products, some actors, the language, some of the stores, the bottle recycling, coffee culture, the availability of coffee everywhere and anywhere you want, saunas, and the EU road signs. Let me know what you love about Finland down below. If you're from Finland, you probably like all of everything I've just kind of mentioned above. So as I said, this is the first half of a two-parter. This will go up, and then the next one will go up probably a week or two after, and sandwiched in with something else. So if you want to see my dislikes, keep an eye on the channel. It will arrive soon. As I said, there won't be as many as there is here, because there's not a lot to dislike about Finland, but there we are. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, hit the little like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Join our little community. Patreon links and all that jazz are down here. And if you would be ever so kind, if you're viewing this in Finland, spread it around. Share it as much as you can. Let's have all the Finland lovely people come to our channel here. Until next week, I will see all you lovely people then. Farewell.